For the first time in years, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy is facing significant backlash in his own country. Many Ukrainians are protesting and speaking out after Zelenskyy signed a new bill that strips independence from two anti-corruption bodies. Meanwhile, Ukraine and Russia are due to hold a new round of peace talks today. ABC's Patrick Reevell is following that story for us from London. So, Patrick, what more can you tell us about these steps by Zelenskyy and why they're so controversial?
Hi, Dan. Yeah, I think this is a very serious moment in Ukraine. Overnight, President Zelenskyy signed this bill that was rushed through Ukraine's parliament yesterday. And the bill effectively strips independence from Ukraine's two key anti-corruption bodies. The move also follows a wave of raids targeting anti-corruption activists and pro-reform figures. Now, Zelenskyy has justified the moves by saying that the bodies were infiltrated by Russia and not operating effectively, but it's being seen widely as a power grab by the president's office to protect itself from corruption investigations. And it has triggered fury in Ukraine, where it's being viewed as pulling Ukraine back towards a more corrupt and authoritarian type of rule. It sparked the first significant wartime protests that we've seen in Ukraine, perhaps a couple of thousand people last night demonstrating in Kyiv and in the western city of Lviv. I think this is very dangerous for Ukraine because it threatens to severely damage Zelenskyy's legitimacy, both at home and also with Ukraine's Western partners. The European Union has already warned that this could hold back Ukraine from joining the EU. A spokesman has suggested that Zelenskyy should reverse this. Now, Zelensky's officials today have said that they're listening to the anger in society, but the damage is already very serious because it threatens to put in question the basis of Western support for Zelenskyy and to undermine Ukrainian morale. And of course, ultimately, this is also exactly what Vladimir Putin will have hoped to see, Diane.
And Patrick, Russia and Ukraine are due to hold talks tonight. What are you watching for there?
Yeah, Diane, Ukraine and Russia are due to hold talks in Istanbul tonight. Their delegations have already arrived. We do not expect much to come out of this at the moment. This is the first time since early June when they held a round of talks. That previous round only lasted about an hour and a half because both sides were so far apart. There is very little indication that either side has much changed their position since then. What has changed is we've had President Trump issue this 50-day ultimatum to Russia, saying that if they don't agree a deal, he will impose much tougher sanctions. It's possible that we are seeing both Ukraine and Russia taking part in these talks because ultimately they believe ahead of that deadline they need to show willingness to keep talking. It's possible they may also agree to another prisoner exchange, which we've seen in previous rounds. And Ukraine, we know, is trying also to return thousands of Ukrainian children that have been taken by Russia. But I think also this crisis that we're seeing in Ukraine right now can have an effect because Vladimir Putin will be looking at Zelenskyy and seeing that his legitimacy is being put in question. And I think that also could encourage Putin and make a peace deal even more difficult, Diane.
All right, Patrick Reevell, thank you.